Hello, I am Vanessa Konecki, and I am a business strategist, a social media coach, and a dog mom. And I've worked with thousands of business owners over the last several years to help them get control of their businesses and their life so that they can have more of both and feel like there's a balance and that they're not feeling guilty when they're working and guilty when they're not. One of the more common problems that I see with entrepreneurs is that you are so passionate about your business and so devoted that figuring out what's wrong with what's going wrong in your business can be kind of like finding a needle in a bunch of other needles. It can be very overwhelming and feel like an impossible task. And as human beings, when we don't know what the problem actually is, we usually give ourselves two choices. Either we keep going the way we have been, or we just give up on the thing altogether, or whatever it is. We're just like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. But today I want to offer you a third option. And that's the option where, using the quiz like you just did, you identify the problem and you go down a road of very specifically selected tasks to break down the barrier that's holding you back and move forward in your business so you can get your message out there. I want to start by telling you a story about my first Duran Duran concert 20 years ago. Picture it. Boston. You're at the Orpheum Theater. A young Pakistani girl has just moved to Boston, 1997. It is my first Duran Duran concert. I am in the Orpheum Theater, and it is an old theater with gilded pillars, just beautiful, beautiful architecture, and fantastic place to see a band. I think it's gorgeous, and it's tucked away, right? So I go to see Duran Duran there. I am a college student, so I can't really afford to buy, really good seats. So I had these nosebleed seats, like way, way up in the back. And so the concert starts and we're having a really good time and everything's fantastic. And I'm listening, and then I'm rocking out to friends of mine. And I said they were friends of mine. And then what? There was silence. The sound had gone, like all the sound. The lights were on, but the sound was completely gone. And so I look down and the band is still playing, right? But I can't hear anything. It's possible that people in the front row could hear, but I couldn't hear anything. I was too far up. So I'm out there and I'm like, well, I don't understand what's happened, right? So the guy comes out on stage, whispers into Simon Le Bon's ear. Turns out the PA system, the amplifiers, they had all shot out, right? So the amplifiers were broken. So imagine this. You're in an area, right? You're in a space with a captive audience that wants to be there. They're excited to be there. They're looking forward to what is going to be delivered. The product that's going to be delivered is the music. And suddenly there is no sound. So even though the person is there, which is the band, Duran Duran, the product is there, which is their music, the audience there, which is us, the vehicle to get the sound to us is missing. I can't hear it. And so their voices aren't being amplified to get them to us. Your business is not unlike this situation. So when you think about it, right, you're sitting in the Orpheum, which is social media. So you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook. This is an area with 2.6 billion users. Your audience is there. You have an amazing product. You have a lot of value to offer. And when you start your business, you start off with a bang, woof, just like Duran Duran did. It starts off with da 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 da, hungry like the wolf. It just starts, and I'm like, yes, right? Fantastic. Everybody's excited. And then somewhere in between going live and doing the dishes, somebody turned your amplifiers off. And now your message isn't getting out there, okay? And you're not sure what to do. There's one difference between flipping the switch on the amplifier at the Orpheum and what we're about to do, which is that the skill sets that you need to build a business as a startup are very different from the skill sets that you need to sustain, maintain, and grow a business once you were already started. It's why most businesses fail after 5 years, because the business owner in question will start with the skill sets necessary to start a business, but will never move into that space where they learn the lessons necessary to grow the business and keep it going in the long term. That's what I'm here to help you with, is to flip that switch back on and do it in a way that will help you to grow your business. The issue that we run into as business owners is that depending on our lives, our experiences, our skill sets, and what we bring to the table, where we start to turn on the amplifier will be different for each of us. Because we're built off of decades of experiences and skill sets and learning and education, Right now in our minds, in terms of the things that we know and what we're doing, it's full of information. It's like all over. And some of it you don't even know, you're not even sure if you can access it, right? It's complete and utter chaos. Fortunately, that is where my skill set comes in and why this quiz is going to be so helpful for you. My area of expertise at the hospital was to take these gigantic research financial endeavors that had fallen into chaos and wrangle some sort of order out of them. Since then, I've helped thousands of business owners do the same. Untangling messiness is kind of my jam, and it's going to be your jam soon too. After you go through this email series, you're going to be saying things like Kim, who says that the exercises that we have walked her through have helped her to take time off and focus on herself and her family because she has everything scheduled out in advance already. So she's not worried about what she needs to work on because it's already done. Or Crystal, who's been able to cut her work week down by 2/3 so that she's only working 10 days out of the month and then spends the rest of her time with her family. This is what you can get by taking these small, deliberate steps towards untangling the chaos in your business and breaking through some of those barriers that are holding you back so that you can start to amplify your voice. So now, without further ado, let's go check out your quiz results and learn all about you and the problems that you're facing right now in your business. You've discovered that you're in your professional midlife, which is that time of your business where you feel like some days you know what you're doing and you feel amazing, and other days you're like, I have no idea what's going on. I should pack up ship and go home. You go to bed at night and you've done a lot of things during the day, but when you're going through it during the night, you're not entirely sure what you've done or if it's actually making any progress in your business. Now, you're the sort of person who gets shit done and is not afraid of hard work, and that's part of your problem, because you're a small shop and you have a ton of time-consuming activities that you need to do. When I dreamed my business, I always imagined the fun part, the speaking, the helping of the customers, the money, the freedom. I didn't imagine the hours that I was going to have to spend on doing time-consuming finance, administrative, organizational paperwork. And because I had to do that, it was taking 2 to 3 times as long for me to grow because I was the one who had to do everything, which is exactly where you find yourself now. You may have a little bit of help here and there, but in the end, the weight of running your business falls upon your shoulders, which means everything that comes across your desk has to be dealt with by you in some way, shape, or form, which takes up time. So your growth is not as fast as you'd like. Now, because we have so much to do, we do exactly what everybody's done for generations, which is you grab a piece of paper and you start to make a list of all the things that we need to do. It's okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And we try to get as much done as we can each day. We're like racing through each thing. And if there's things that we can do like in tandem, like at the same time, so like I can be on the phone, calling the dentist, I'm doing the dishes, I'm feeding the dogs all at the same time, that's amazing. I can cross 3 things off my list in one foul swoop. This is awesome. Multitasking at its finest. When you first started your business, you had a lot more time for creative and visionary work. You imagined, you dreamed, you came up with new ideas. It was really fun and it was creative. Then over the months, things that you love doing in your business slowly start to get replaced with the administrative tasks, little by little, until finally you're spending most of your time on administrative tasks and not a lot of time on any of the creative and visionary tasks. And your business starts to starve because that is what keeps your business truly running, is the creative and visionary thinking that gets you excited in front of your customers, that gets them excited about what you're doing. So where is the cog in this wheel? Like, where is the block exactly? So where the block happens is that when you are growing, so we're going to talk about some specifics here. When you are growing, you have, hey, I need to deal with my my privacy policy, and I need to find an insurance agent, and I need to book some events, book a space for some events. Each of these little tasks, as you get them, you start to put them where they will go in your day, right? So, I have time here, I can do this here. I have 15 minutes in the car, I can do that. And you sort of start to piece together your business over time. Now, even if you started out organized, because these administrative and financial and tasks start to come at you pretty quickly, you're piecing them where you can. And then as you finish one, another one comes, you just fit it in. And so now we're just kind of doing this the whole time, like those telephone operators from when I was a kid. You're not against implementing a strategy, but before you can implement a strategy, you need to have a strategy. And that means you have to build a strategy, which is another thing to put on that to-do list. And where do you fit it? And that's why we find ourselves in this place. It comes from a very real situation that many women entrepreneurs find themselves in right now. That's where I come in. I have a strategy for you that you can start implementing right away that will help you to amplify your voice with your audience. We will slowly focus on the specific activities that make you money and help you to grow your business, which will give you the ability to identify the things that don't belong on your schedule, that don't belong in your planner, that you can then delegate, outsource, or get rid of altogether. Now, I'm not crazy enough to suggest that by the end of a few emails, your entire business is going to be one complete strategy and organized. But you will be surprised at how much of a difference a few small changes in your day-to-day activities can make in your overall well-being and quality of life. Now, from the very first email, which is already in your inbox, it's in there right now if you give us your email. If not, go below. There is a form. You can fill it out and you can have the email in your inbox by the time I'm done with this video. That fast. We will get you started on creating content for your audience that they are already looking for. Like your audience is looking for this content right now. We're going to show you how to create that.